I haven't done a non-review type video in a long time, much less one about WWE, but I've heard a lot of people weigh in on this. I've had discussions on Twitter about the whole Cena versus Rock thing, and I've been seeing a lot of support for John Cena out there, which kind of surprised me. So I finally just felt like I had to do a video and explain why I'm on the other side of the fence on this one, and I got a few things to say here. Now, the main issue that seems to be pushing people over to Cena's camp is that Cena is speaking from here. He's speaking from the heart about the issues that he supposedly has with The Rock, whereas The Rock doesn't seem to be as serious about the whole thing, and he's more interested in making Kung Pao bitch and Cena's missing balls trend on Twitter. And as a result, Cena seems to be getting the better of these exchanges every time they come face to face. Well, first of all, much like a lot of you, I would love nothing more than for The Rock to completely tear Cena to pieces on the microphone like we all know he could. But do you really think Vince would ever let him do that? Come on, guys, that was never going to happen. The verbiage for this was always going to be scripted to have Cena come out looking better, and you know it. And second, about The Rock not being really serious about this and not talking about the real issues between them, I never thought of it that way. You know why? Because there are no real issues between them. I mean, sure, they might not like each other personally, and Cena can put on his serious face that makes him look like he's constipated and say that he doesn't respect The Rock and yada yada, but it's all a fabrication. Because when you get right down to it, the only reason that Cena really has to hate The Rock is that The Rock left the WWE. That's it. And on the basis of that alone, Cena's been throwing out all these wild claims that are completely ridiculous. You know, that Rock is egomaniacal, that he'll use anyone to get anything he wants, that he's a scandalous bitch. No, I don't think that describes Dwayne Johnson at all. Do you? Saying that The Rock is a phony because he has Hollywood screenwriters writing jokes for him? Hey Cena, remind me where it is all your crappy jokes come from every week. If you think that makes The Rock a phony, why don't you look in a fucking mirror? For crap's sake, at least The Rock's jokes are funny. And suggesting that The Rock really doesn't care about the WWE and he only came back for the money? Newsflash, people! Rock is making more money being a movie star than he's ever going to make working one match at WrestleMania. If all The Rock cared about was the money, he wouldn't have come back at all. He would have stayed in Hollywood and filmed some crappy buddy comedy with Tracy Morgan. Rock's career has been taking off lately. It's not like he's desperate for a payday, you know. He's been doing pretty damn well for himself. And that's where this really starts to lose me. They've exaggerated Cena's anger toward The Rock to sell this match to the point where he just feels like he's grasping at straws. I mean, then you've got The Rock, who's making jokes about Fruity Pebbles and Cena's lady parts, and people seem to think that Rock isn't taking this seriously because of that. That's not how I see it at all. In fact, in a weird way, Rock's reaction to all this, to me, actually feels more honest. The Rock has got no real reason to hate Cena other than a bunch of accusations Cena threw at him, most of which are overblown half-truths. From Rock's perspective, why should he take Cena seriously? I mean, Cena's trying to make these issues between them seem like more than they really are, trying to exacerbate an animosity that really has no basis beyond the pretty trivial, and Rock is just treating this like exactly what it is to him. I see all this playing out, and I view it as The Rock just responding to a bunch of schoolyard-style insults that seem pretty silly to him, while Cena's coming off more like a petulant child who got jilted by his man-crush. And then there's the issue of The Rock sort of seeming like a hypocrite because he says he loves the WWE and yet he won't stick around. He says he'll never leave and then he leaves. Well, if you take him literally when he obviously isn't speaking literally, then he might seem like kind of a hypocrite. I get that. But I never took it that way in the first place. And as for why The Rock won't stay in the WWE if he claims to love the WWE so much, probably for the same reason why people who love high school don't stay in high school after they graduate. Look, The Rock already explained this. He accomplished all his goals in the WWE and he went looking for his next big challenge. The guy was a 7-time WWE champion. What did he have left to prove? What else was there left for him to do? I mean, what was he supposed to stick around so he could win the title 7 more times? Now, a guy like John Cena, who apparently considers the WWE his only reason to live, might not understand that. But it seems pretty simple to me. I mean, what makes Cena think The Rock doesn't love the WWE, or doesn't appreciate the fans for that matter? If that was really true, he wouldn't have come back and this match wouldn't be happening. Look, The Rock worked his ass off in the wrestling business for a long time. He honored all his commitments. He gave his blood, sweat, and tears to the WWE and to the fans, and Cena's acting like The Rock owes us something. Get over yourself. The Rock doesn't owe us anything. How much more is he supposed to give? Sure, the WWE and the fans had a huge part in making The Rock what he is today. He's never denied that. But the man's got to live his life just like we all do. And let me ask you guys a question, okay? Yeah, The Rock left the WWE to become an actor. But if that had been our decision to make, what would you have rather he do? Would you have rather The Rock stay in the WWE even after he'd accomplished everything he wanted to accomplish and he was ready to move on? Have him continue wrestling while his work starts to suffer from lack of interest on his part, like we saw hints of in his promo last Monday, where he was kind of stumbling over his words and he had to make some notes to himself? Or would you rather The Rock leave wrestling while he was still great and open up a spot for someone who does still have a passion for the business to take his place? Call me crazy, but I actually respect The Rock a lot more for doing exactly what he did. I didn't want to see The Rock turn into one of these veterans who phone in their performance every night, but they keep wrestling even after their passion for it is long gone. Hell, I'm glad he got out before that happened. Not every single person in wrestling is going to be a lifer. And just because WWE is John Cena's one and only reason to get out of bed in the morning, it doesn't mean everybody's like that. So yeah, I'm on Team Bring It. And Cena, look, I respect you. I'm sure you're a perfectly nice person. But you need to step off your soapbox, stop acting like a self-righteous ass, and get it through your head that just because Dwayne Johnson doesn't have the same obsessive, fanatical devotion to the WWE that you do, it doesn't mean that he's the Antichrist. Subscribe up there, leave your comments down there. Discuss, discuss, discuss. I'll be back this weekend calling it like I see it, as always. Until next time, over, out.